Let us continue the slides now. Look at the next example. So two dice, one blue and one gray are thrown at the same time. Write down all the possible outcomes. What is the probability that the sum of the two numbers appearing on the top of the dice is 8, 13, less than or equal to 12? So three questions they are given here. So we can take in order the name of the event, E1, E2, E3. So how can we define E1 now? So E1 is nothing but the event of getting the sum of the numbers appearing on the top of the dice is 8. So like that, okay. So here, what are the events? That is, events already we know that, and what are the experiment here? So here the experiment is nothing but throwing dice. Okay, so that is the experiment here. So how many dice we are throwing? So two dice are throwing here, right? So leave the colors. Okay, two dice are throwing here. So first we need to write the sample spaces. What are the elements of the sample spaces? Okay, then after that we can define the events one by one. Then we have to find the probability of each event. That is a procedure for the writing the solution. So look out here. So that is a sample space when you are rolling two dice simultaneously. Okay. So here 1, 1 means when you are rolling two dice at the same time, the two dice show the top of the die as 1. That is, in the first die it shows 1 and second die also shows number 1. And suppose if you take 2, 4 means in the first die it shows 2, right, and in the second die it shows 4. That is the meaning. Okay, so here the pair is nothing but the first numbers is nothing but it is the output of the, or it displayed by the first die, and second number displayed by the second die, right? So that is the meaning here. Okay, so these are the possible outcomes. Okay, right. So the question is, so what is the question? Once again go to the question here. So what is the probability that sum of the two numbers appearing on the top of the dice? So sum, okay, sum of the numbers of both dice, that is the meaning here. Okay, so here what you can take the first one. What about the sum of both numbers here? 2. So here 3. So here 4. So here 5. So like that. So the first subdivision is what is the first subdivision? E1 equal to the event of getting the sum is 8. Okay, sum is 8. So like that you can choose a pair inside the bracket here. Okay, so before that you can define the total number of cases. So here total number of cases, if you count, means totally 36 is there. So that is your number of sample spaces. Okay, and E1 equal to, so we are going to write the combination of the numbers whose sum is 8. Okay, like that you can write the combination from here. Okay, so here they are asking 8. So 8 means, so first is maximum 1 plus 6 7. It is not possible in the first row. In second row this one, so 2 plus 6 8, and third row 3 plus 5 is 8, and fourth row 4 plus 4 8, and fifth row 5 plus 3 8, and then the sixth row 6 plus 2 8. So these are the possible cases. When we add these two numbers we get 8. So totally how many numbers are there? So 2, 6, 3, 5, 4, 4, 5, 3, 6, 2. So totally, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 possible cases are there whose sum on both of the dice is nothing but 8. Okay, so the n of e is nothing but 5. And what about probability? So probability is nothing but 5 divided by 36. Okay, so the numerator shows the possible number of possible cases in the events. So totally 5 elements are there inside the bracket, so 5, and denominator the total cases of the all the numbers. So the total cases nothing but 36 total cases are available here. Okay, right. Look at the next question. So next question, the sum is 13 they are asking. Okay, so here the last number is 6 plus 6. So 6 plus 6 12. So it is not possible to getting 13 when you are rolling two dice. So the answer is here 0. So can you know the the property, one of the property, that is the probability of an impossible event? 0. Here 13 is not possible, so that is an impossible case. Therefore the probability of this particular event is 0. So 0 by 36 equal to 0, right? And look at the next one. So the event of getting the sum of the two dice, okay, sum of the two dice less than or equal to 12. So less than or equal to 12. So less than or equal to 12 means that combination should be less than or equal to 12. At the same time, it may be equal to 12. That is the meaning. Okay. So up to less than or equal to 12 means, so up to this one, right? 6 comma 5. So 6 comma 5, the total is 11. And they're asking to write equal to also. So equal to only one is there, that is 6 comma 6. So totally, so all the outcomes will come under this events, okay, under this question. So the answer is 36 by 36. So if you cancel this means we'll get 1. Okay, so that is the procedure when you are getting the rolling two dice simultaneously, and if you want to find out the probability of the given event, you can use this process alone, right? So look at the next question. Before going to that, just note down, they are the important points. So number of outcomes when tossing one coin is 2, isn't it? So when you're tossing only one coin, so what are the total possible cases? 2. So the total sample space is 2 here. And what about when you are tossing two coins at a time? So if you are tossing two coins simultaneously at a time, so two coins will be landed, and the total possible outcomes are 4. Okay, that is head head, head tail head, tail tail. We already seen that outcomes. Okay, and similarly 3 coins means 8. So and 4 coins means 16 definitely, because here one in general one formula is there, that is in general we can apply the formula 2 power n. Okay, so here the base, so 2 power n is a formula for find out the total outcomes of the number of coins. Okay, so for example, if you tossing 5 coins at the same time, okay, 5 coins at the same time, what are the total cases? So total number of cases nothing but 2 power 5. So here n is nothing but the number of times the coins tossing, okay, tossed, right? So here two things are equal here, that is if your 3 coins are tossing simultaneously at the same time, that is the first case. And second case, only one coin tossing 3 times, okay, both are same here. Okay, if 3 coins tossed at the same time, and if only one coin tossing 3 times, so both are same cases, so the formula is 2 power n. So why the base is 2 here means, so what are the possible outcome when you are tossing coin? Head and tail only, so that here the base is 2. Okay, can we derive the formula for throwing die? So how many possible outcomes are there when you are throwing a die? 6 possible cases are there. So only one die can throw means 6 power 1. 2 dice we are throwing means 6 power 2. And 3 dice we are throwing means 6 power 3. So like that. So the general formula is 6 power n. So likewise only we can find out the number of total cases of these particular experiments. Understand? So the base represents the possible outcomes of when throwing die or when you tossing the coin, and the power denotes the number of times. Okay, so 2 times you can throwing a die, or 2 times you can tossing the coin. So like that. Okay, that is an important note. Okay, look at the next example. A coin is tossing 3 times. Look at here. In this example, a coin is tossing 3 times. Okay, so what about the possible outcomes? So 2 power 3. Okay, because number of times is 3, so 2 power 3. So 2 is nothing but the base. Okay, so 2 power 3 means how many outcomes will come? So 2 power 3 is nothing but 8 outcomes will come. So that is our sample space. Now we are going to find the probability of these 3 cases. At least 2 heads, at most 2 heads, and exactly 1 head. Okay, so three events are given. You can take E1, E2, E3 like that. Okay, so look at the solution now. In the solution, so these are the possible outcomes when you are tossing 3 coins at a time. So how many outcomes are there? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 outcomes are there. Okay, and then the total n of s equal to 8. Now we are going to find out the answer for the first question. So at least 2 head. So what is the meaning of at least? At least means minimum. I need minimum 2 head. So minimum 2 head means maximum. How many heads are there? You can include that. Okay. So minimum 2 head. First you can find out the minimum 2 head here. So 2 heads are, so here 1 and here 2 and here 3. Okay. They are having 2 heads, and you can include the maximum also. Okay. I need minimum 2 heads so that we can include the maximum also here. Okay, maximum 2 head, that is maximum 3 is there, so you can include that, right? The remaining and all having only 1 head, so leave it because I need minimum 2 head. Okay, so now what are the possible outcomes here? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So these 4 possible cases under this event, right? So before writing this one, you can define the event A. Okay, so what is the, how can we define that A equal to the event of getting at least 2 head? Then after that only you can write like this. Okay, now n of A equal to 4 and P of A equal to 4 divided by 8. So 4 by 8 means 1 by 2. Okay, so look at the next question. So at most 2 head. Okay, look at the word here, at most. At most means maximum 2 head only. So for minimum we can add 0 also, that is without head also. So I need at most 2 head, that is maximum 2 head only I need. Okay, so what are the possible cases? So maximum 2 head means we can add without the head, that is 0 also. Okay, so without head, so 1 head, here also 1 head, 2 head, 2 head. So if you are consider these elements, they having without head or only 1 head or 2 heads, so not beyond 2 heads, because they are asking at most, that is maximum 2 head only. So we can leave this element, that is 3. Okay, we can leave this one because maximum I need 2 head only. Okay, so the possible cases totally 4, right? So the answer is 4 divided by, sorry, how many is not 4? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so n of b is nothing but here 7. So the answer is 7 by 8. Okay, according to the formula, so number of favorable cases divided by total number of cases. So 7 divided by 8. Okay. Then next one, exactly 1 head. I need exactly 1 head. Okay, so exactly 1 head means we can pick out the combinations with only 1 head. So this one and this one and here this one. So totally 3 only there. So let us take this event as C. Okay, so n of C equal to 3. Therefore P of C equal to 3 by 8. So that is the answer for the last one. Okay, so before going to find out the answer for the probability questions, so first you should define them, number of favorable cases and also event, then finally you can find out the probability. Okay, so look at the next question. A missing helicopter is reported to have crashed somewhere in the rectangular region shown in the figure. So what is the probability that it crashed inside the lake as shown in the figure? Okay, so look at the diagram. So it is a rectangular region. Okay, so the length of the rectangular region is nothing but here 9 kilometer. Okay, so 9 kilometer, and then here the breadth of the rectangle is nothing but 4.5 kilometer. So the question is, look at here. So a small rectangular region also there. So it is nothing but lake. Okay, lake. So they are asking to find out that particular helicopter is crashed in the lake. So what about the probability? They are asking the question like this. So you can find out the area of the lake and divide it by the area of the rectangle. That's all. Okay. So look at the solution here. So it is a rectangular region. So we have to find out the area of the rectangular region. So you can multiply 9 into 4.5, that is 40.5. And the length of the lake. So we are going to find out the dimension of the lake now. Okay. So dimension of lake length is nothing but 4.2 minus 2.5, because so from here to here 4.5 and from here to here 2.5. So sub 2. So subtracted we get 2.5. And what about the width of the lake? So totally here 9. So here 9, and if you subtract from here to here, that is 6. That remaining is nothing but 3 kilometer. right? Now the total is 7.5. So the answer is 5 by